In today's video, we explore 19 Walgreens interview questions and answers. Don't forget to customize these answers to highlight your unique qualifications and experiences. Here's a bonus tip. Research the company and review the job description so you can incorporate key skills relevant to the job role in your answers. Question number 1. How would you describe yourself? This is often the first question and sets the tone for the interview. Keep your answer professional, focusing on your work background, skills, and qualities that match what Walgreens looks for: customer service, teamwork, and reliability. Avoid going into personal details unless they directly support your work ethic. End by tying your experience or strengths to how you can succeed in the role at Walgreens. I describe myself as someone who enjoys working in roles where I can interact with people and provide a positive experience. In my past jobs, I've learned the importance of being dependable, patient, and attentive to customers' needs, especially in fast-paced environments. For example, while working in retail, I regularly helped customers find products, answered questions, and made sure they left satisfied even when the store was busy. I also made sure to support my coworkers, because I've found that teamwork makes the day run more smoothly for everyone. Beyond customer service, I'm comfortable handling cash registers, organizing products on shelves, and keeping the workspace clean and safe. I take pride in being reliable and showing up prepared to work every shift. What excites me about Walgreens is the opportunity to help customers in both retail and healthcare-related areas, while growing my skills in a supportive team environment. I see myself contributing positively and being a consistent, dependable team member. Question number 2. Why do you want to work at Walgreens? This question tests your motivation and knowledge of the company. Show that you've done research on Walgreens and explain how your values align with their focus on customer service, healthcare, and community presence. Avoid saying you just want a paycheck. Instead, highlight growth opportunities, job stability, or interest in helping customers in a trusted brand environment. I want to work at Walgreens because it's a company that's known for serving communities with both retail and pharmacy services. I appreciate that Walgreens isn't just about selling products, it's about improving people's lives by making healthcare and everyday essentials accessible. That's something I want to be part of. I also like the fact that Walgreens has been around for over a century, which shows it's a stable, trusted company with opportunities to grow. I'm looking for a workplace where I can learn, develop, and build a long-term career, and Walgreens provides that. On top of that, I enjoy being in a customer-facing role where I can make someone's day a little easier by helping them find what they need or offering good service. Working here feels like the right fit because I'd be combining my strengths in customer service with an organization that values professionalism, teamwork, and putting customers first. Question number 3. What can you tell me about Walgreens as a company? Here, the interviewer wants to see if you've researched Walgreens. Mention the basics. Founded in 1901, one of the largest drugstore chains and focused on pharmacy, health, and wellness. Also note Walgreens' commitment to community care and convenience. Keep it concise and confident to show you're prepared. Walgreens is one of the largest and most recognized pharmacy and retail chains in the United States. Founded back in 1901, it has thousands of locations across the country, which makes it a trusted brand for millions of customers. Walgreens focuses not only on retail products like food, health items, and household essentials, but also on providing essential healthcare services through its pharmacy and wellness offerings. The company's mission is centered on improving people's health and making quality care more accessible. I also know Walgreens has been moving toward digital solutions and drive-through services to make shopping more convenient for customers. What stands out to me is how Walgreens combines customer service with healthcare support, which makes it more than just a retail store. It's part of the community. I find that inspiring because it gives employees like me a chance to contribute to something meaningful while also helping customers with their everyday needs in a professional, supportive environment. Question number 4. Who are some competitors of Walgreens? This question checks your business awareness. The best approach is to mention direct competitors like CVS, Rite Aid, and Walmart pharmacies. You don't need to go into deep detail, but you should show that you understand the market Walgreens operates in. Emphasize that even with competition, Walgreens stands out for its history and customer service. Walgreens operates in a very competitive retail and pharmacy market, and some of its main competitors include CVS, Rite Aid, and Walmart, which also provide pharmacy services. There are also other competitors like Target, grocery store pharmacies, and even online options that are starting to grow, such as Amazon's pharmacy service. While there are many options for customers, Walgreens has built a strong reputation over more than 100 years and continues to be a trusted place for both healthcare and retail needs. What I find unique about Walgreens compared to its competitors is its community presence, convenience of having so many store locations, and a strong focus on both customer service and healthcare. Customers not only rely on Walgreens for their prescriptions, but also for everyday essentials, which makes it a one-stop shop. That combination is why I think Walgreens continues to stand out in a competitive space, and it's one reason I'd be proud to work here. Question number 5. What's your availability? Is it flexible? This is a scheduling question, and honesty matters. Be clear about when you can work and emphasize flexibility if possible, since retail often needs coverage during evenings, weekends, or holidays. Show that you understand the nature of the job and that you're dependable. If you have limitations, state them respectfully while still demonstrating willingness to work when needed. My availability is fairly open, and I understand that in retail and pharmacy settings, flexibility is very important. I'm willing to work evenings, weekends, and some holidays since I know those are often busy times when customer traffic is high. I enjoy working in team environments where everyone pitches in, and being flexible with my schedule is one way I can support the store and my coworkers. For example, in a past role, I sometimes stepped in to cover extra shifts when a team member couldn't make it, and I learned how much that helps the team run smoothly. At the same time, I like having clear communication about scheduling so I can plan ahead and make sure I give my best effort at work. Overall, my goal is to be reliable and adaptable so the store can meet customer needs at all times. If hired, I'd be happy to discuss any scheduling expectations so I can best fit the needs of Walgreens and contribute as a dependable team member. Question number 6. How would you handle an upset or difficult customer? This question tests customer service skills. Show that you can stay calm, listen, and empathize with the customer. Walk through steps: listening, apologizing if needed, offering solutions, and knowing when to involve a supervisor. Demonstrating patience and professionalism is key, since Walgreens values customer satisfaction and repeat business. If I encountered an upset or difficult customer, I would first remain calm and make sure to listen carefully to what they're saying. Often, customers just want to feel heard, so showing empathy and acknowledging their concern can go a long way toward defusing tension. After understanding the issue, I would apologize sincerely if something went wrong, even if it wasn't directly my fault, and then focus on finding a solution that works within Walgreens' policies. For example, this might mean helping them find an alternative product, processing a return, or contacting the pharmacist or manager if it's a more complex issue. In my past roles, I've learned that staying positive and respectful helps turn difficult situations into opportunities to rebuild trust with the customer. If needed, I'd involve a supervisor to ensure the issue was resolved fairly. My goal would always be to leave the customer feeling that Walgreens cares about them and that their concerns were taken seriously. Question number 7. Describe a time you solved a problem at work or dealt with criticism. Here, they want to see problem-solving skills and professionalism. Use the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. Share an example where you took feedback or solved an issue, showing growth and a positive outcome. Emphasize that you handle challenges with maturity and see them as opportunities to improve. In a previous retail role, there was a time when a customer couldn't find a specific product and became frustrated because it was out of stock. The situation required quick thinking because I didn't want the customer to leave dissatisfied. I listened carefully to their concern, checked our system, and explained that the item would be restocked within a few days. To help in the moment, I offered a similar alternative product, and the customer decided to purchase that instead. They thanked me for taking the extra time to help instead of just saying it wasn't available. Another example was when a supervisor gave me feedback that I needed to improve how I managed my time during closing duties. At first, I felt a little defensive, but I quickly realized the feedback was valid. I adjusted my routine, prioritized better, and within a few weeks, my manager complimented the improvement. I've learned that being open to criticism and willing to adjust is key to growing and being successful on any team. Question number 8. If you saw a cashier struggling with a long line and couldn't open another register, what would you do? This question tests a teamwork and problem solving. Show that you'd stay proactive, help both the cashier and customers, and keep calm under pressure. Emphasize supporting coworkers and ensuring customers feel valued. Mention communication and teamwork as your focus. If I noticed a cashier struggling with a long line, I'd step in to assist however I could. That might mean helping bag items, answering customer questions while they wait, or directing people to self-checkout if available. If I wasn't tied up with other duties, I'd make sure I was visible and helpful to both the cashier and the customers, so the line moved more smoothly. I'd also communicate with a supervisor to see if additional support could be provided, but I wouldn't just stand by while one person was overwhelmed. In my past experience, even small actions like greeting customers and reassuring them that we're moving as quickly as possible helps keep the atmosphere positive. I believe teamwork is about recognizing when someone else needs help and jumping in to support them. My goal would be to reduce stress for the cashier, keep customers satisfied, and make sure the store continues running efficiently even during busier times. Question number 9. Tell me about your past customer service or retail experience. This is your chance to connect past experience to Walgreens. Even if you don't have retail experience, focus on transferable skills like communication, problem solving, or handling money. Emphasize how your background prepared you to work directly with customers and adapt in fast-paced environments. In my past roles, I've gained a lot of experience working with customers and making sure their needs were met. For example, while working in retail, I regularly assisted customers in finding products, explained promotions, and made sure transactions went smoothly at the register. I also became skilled at handling situations where customers were upset, staying calm and working to find a solution that left them satisfied. In addition to customer service, I was responsible for stocking shelves, maintaining a clean and organized store, and following company policies. I've also had experience with cash handling and balancing a register, which taught me accuracy and attention to detail. Even outside of retail, I've worked in team environments where clear communication and reliability were important. Overall, I feel my customer service background has given me the patience, problem-solving skills, and people-focused mindset that are essential at Walgreens, and I'm confident I can bring those strengths into this role to contribute positively to the team. Question number 10. Have you ever had to step up as a leader at work? Explain what happened and the result. They're checking leadership potential. Even if you're applying for an entry-level role, use a STAR example: situation, task, action, result. Emphasize how you motivated others, organized a solution, or took responsibility. Show that you can lead by example without being overbearing. Yes, I've had situations where I needed to step up as a leader even without having an official leadership title. In one of my past jobs, a coworker suddenly called out sick during a busy shift, and the team was overwhelmed with customers. I decided to take the initiative to divide tasks among the remaining team members, making sure everyone knew what they could focus on to keep things moving smoothly. I handled the register while helping to coach a newer team member through stocking and organizing items quickly. I also kept communication positive and encouraging so nobody felt overwhelmed. By the end of the shift, we managed to keep up with customer demand, and our supervisor complimented the team for pulling together under pressure. That experience showed me that leadership isn't just about authority, it's about stepping up, guiding others, and staying calm in stressful situations. It gave me confidence that I can support a team effectively when challenges arise. Before we continue, I just want to take a moment to thank you for watching this video. You can download a copy of these interview questions and answers in PDF format by clicking on the link below and supporting my channel by making a minimum donation of $3. Your support allows me to keep creating valuable content to help you pass your interview and land your dream job. Thanks for your support and appreciation. Question number 11. How long do you envision working for Walgreens? This question checks commitment. Employers want to know you're not just looking for a short-term job. Be realistic, but show long-term interest. Mention career growth, stability, or building experience at Walgreens as reasons you'd stay. I see myself working at Walgreens for the long term, especially if I can continue growing and developing in the company. I'm not just looking for a temporary job. I want a place where I can build my skills, contribute consistently, and take on more responsibility over time. Walgreens is appealing because it offers different career paths, from retail to pharmacy to management opportunities, and that gives me confidence that I can grow here if I put in the effort. In the short term, I'd focus on excelling in my role, learning the systems, and being a reliable team member. But in the bigger picture, I'd like to take on new challenges and advance as opportunities arise. Having a stable company like Walgreens behind me is motivating, and I see it as a place where I could build a steady career. My goal would be to stay for years and make a positive, long-term contribution to the store and the customers we serve. Question number 12. Do you consider yourself team-oriented? This checks teamwork skills. Employers want reassurance that you can collaborate and get along with coworkers. Share an example where teamwork helped achieve a goal. Emphasize flexibility, communication, and willingness to help others succeed. Yes, I definitely consider myself team-oriented. I've learned through past experiences that the success of the team depends on everyone contributing and supporting each other. For example, in a previous job, I worked in a small retail team where we relied on one another to handle busy shifts. If one person focused only on their own tasks, the team would quickly fall behind, so I made it a point to help wherever needed, whether that was restocking shelves, assisting customers, or jumping on the register to shorten lines. I also made sure to communicate openly with my coworkers so we could adjust to whatever challenges came up during the day. I find that I enjoy the atmosphere of working with others because it keeps the job more engaging and positive. I'm always willing to step in and help, and I think that mindset is essential at Walgreens, where teamwork makes a big difference in keeping operations running smoothly and customers satisfied. Question number 13. When given two high-priority tasks, how do you decide where to begin? This question checks organization and time management. Employers want to know that you can prioritize effectively without becoming overwhelmed. Show that you evaluate urgency, deadlines, and impact. Demonstrate that you stay calm and structured when managing multiple tasks. When I'm faced with two high-priority tasks, I first take a moment to evaluate which one has the most immediate deadline or the biggest impact on operations. For example, if one task directly affects customers in the moment, like helping at the register, I'd handle that first. Once that's under control, I'd move to the second task and complete it efficiently. In a past retail role, I often had to balance stocking shelves while also assisting customers. I learned that keeping communication open with my manager and teammates was key in making sure priorities were clear. I also like to break down tasks into smaller steps so that I make progress on both rather than letting one completely fall behind. Staying calm and organized helps me stay productive even when things get busy. At Walgreens, I'd use the same approach. Focus on what matters most for customers and the store's immediate needs, then finish everything else in a timely and professional manner. Question number 14. How do you keep motivated during repetitive tasks? This question checks work ethic and consistency. Show that you can stay positive and focused even when the work is routine. Talk about setting small goals, keeping customers in mind, or finding pride in doing things well. Employers want reliable employees who don't lose motivation easily. I stay motivated during repetitive tasks by reminding myself that even small tasks contribute to the bigger picture of the store's success. For example, stocking shelves or organizing products might feel routine, but I know that it makes a big difference for customers who want to quickly find what they're looking for. I also like to set small goals for myself, like completing a section within a certain time, which keeps me focused and gives me a sense of accomplishment. In past jobs, I found ways to keep repetitive work engaging by paying attention to detail and making sure everything looked neat and organized. I also use the time to practice efficiency, which helps me improve over time. My motivation really comes from knowing that consistency creates a better experience for customers and makes the team's job easier. At Walgreens, I take pride in doing these tasks well because they directly support the smooth running of the store and customer satisfaction. Question number 15. If there's a language barrier with a customer, what would you do to ensure their needs are met? This question tests communication and adaptability. Show that you'd remain patient, use simple words, and rely on tools like translation apps or visual cues if needed. Stress your commitment to making the customer feel valued and understood. Employers want employees who can handle diverse situations respectfully. If there's a language barrier with a customer, I would remain patient and do my best to communicate clearly without making them feel uncomfortable. I'd use simple words, gestures, or even written notes if that helped. If possible, I'd also use translation tools or ask a bilingual coworker for assistance. The most important thing is making sure the customer feels respected and supported, even if communication takes a little longer. In one of my previous jobs, I worked with many customers who spoke limited English, and I learned that body language, tone, and kindness go a long way. Sometimes just taking the extra effort to guide them step by step builds trust. I'd also double-check to make sure they got exactly what they needed before they left. At Walgreens, I'd want every customer to feel included and cared for, regardless of language differences, because everyone deserves excellent service and access to what they came in for. Question number 16. Describe your most challenging work experience. Why was it difficult and what did you do? Employers ask this to see how you handle pressure and problem solving. Choose a real example but keep it professional. Focus on the positive outcome, not just the challenge. Highlight resilience, adaptability, and what you learned from the situation. One of the most challenging work experiences I faced was during a holiday rush in retail when we were understaffed and customer demand was extremely high. Lines were long, shelves needed restocking, and customers were becoming impatient. It was difficult because I had to balance speed with providing good service and at the same time help my teammates stay on track. Instead of letting the pressure get to me, I took a step back to prioritize. I assisted at the register to move the line faster, then checked in with my coworkers to see what they needed most. I kept communication positive with customers, letting them know we were doing our best. By working together and staying calm, we made it through the rush, and several customers even thanked us afterward. The experience taught me that challenges can be handled by staying organized, focusing on teamwork, and not letting stress overwhelm me. It reinforced the importance of adaptability, which I know would help me succeed at Walgreens during busy times. Question number 17. Give me an example of what you consider excellent customer service. This question checks if you know what good service looks like. Show that excellent service is about going beyond the basics, listening, anticipating needs, solving problems, and leaving customers with a positive impression. Use an example to make it real. To me, excellent customer service means making the customer feel valued, understood, and appreciated, no matter how small their request might be. For example, in a past job, a customer was looking for a specific item that was sold out. And instead of just saying we didn't have it, I checked our system, called another store, and arranged for them to pick it up there. The customer was so grateful for the extra effort, and it reminded me how small actions can make a big difference. Excellent service also includes being attentive, like greeting customers, offering help before they even ask, and treating every interaction with patience and respect. It's about solving problems but also creating a friendly, welcoming environment that makes people want to return. At Walgreens, I'd aim to bring that same standard of service by listening closely, being proactive, and doing my best to meet or exceed customer expectations so they leave with a positive experience every time. Question number 18. What would you do if you got into a disagreement with a coworker? This checks professionalism and conflict resolution. Emphasize that you'd stay calm, Listen and try to understand their perspective. Show that you'd focus on solutions, not arguments, and involve a supervisor only if necessary. Employers want team players who can handle disagreements maturely. If I got into a disagreement with a coworker, I would handle it professionally and respectfully. I'd first make sure to listen to their perspective and try to understand where they're coming from, because sometimes conflicts happen due to miscommunication. Then, I'd calmly explain my own point of view and work toward a compromise that helps us both move forward while keeping the team's goals in mind. In one of my past jobs, I disagreed with a coworker about how to organize products on a display. Instead of letting it turn into an argument, I suggested we ask the manager what the store standard was so we could be on the same page. That solved the issue quickly and kept the atmosphere positive. I believe disagreements can be resolved as long as both people stay respectful and focused on the bigger picture. At Walgreens, my goal would always be to maintain teamwork, so I'd approach any disagreement in a constructive way that strengthens collaboration rather than causing tension. And finally, here's the last question. Question number 19. Do you have any questions for us? This is your chance to show interest and curiosity. Always prepare a few thoughtful questions. Ask about training, team culture, or opportunities to grow. Never just about pay or time off. Employers want to see that you're engaged and serious about the role. Yes, I do have a few questions. Thank you for asking. I'd like to know more about what the training process looks like for new employees at Walgreens. What can I expect in the first few weeks, and how does the company support employees in learning the systems? I'd also like to ask about team culture. What do successful team members here do that makes them stand out? Another question I have is about growth opportunities. I see Walgreens as a place where I could build a career, so I'd like to know how employees are encouraged to move into different roles or responsibilities over time. Finally, I'd be interested to hear how this location measures success. What are the goals for team members, and how do you track performance? These questions are important to me because I want to understand how I can not only succeed in the role but also make a positive, long-term impact here at Walgreens. If you want to learn more on how to land jobs and reach your career goals, don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification button to get new videos every single week. Also, don't forget to hit that like button because that motivates me to keep doing what I do. Stay safe, keep smiling, and good luck.